Okay, that's it. Yeah. Goal. Goal is the first when you're young. Yeah. But they great.
And thank you for.
Everybody was first.
Hello. Okay. Aloha, everyone, and thank you for attending the Kalihi Valley Neighborhood Board number 16 regular meeting agenda. Normally, May is our it's usually our recess month, but I appreciate you guys being here for this month since the previous 2 months were canceled due to Kona low. But thank you again. Today is Wednesday, May 13, 2026, and it is now 6:31 p.m. Rules of speaking. Anyone wishing to speak is asked to click the raise hand icon, and when recognized by the chair, to address comments to the chair. Speakers are encouraged to keep their comments under 2 to 5 minutes max, and those giving reports are encouraged to keep their reports under 3 to 5 minutes. Please ensure your microphone's muted unless you are speaking. Please state your first and last name for the record before moving into your comments or questions. Written testimony may also be submitted via email using the contact info listed on the Neighborhood Commission Office website. Please silence all electronic devices. Note, the board may take action on any agenda item as required by the State Sunshine Law or Revised Statute, Chapter 92. Specific issues not listed on this agenda cannot be voted on unless properly addressed or properly added to the agenda. And for archives, find an archive of handouts and reference material concerning the Kalihi Valley Neighborhood Board number 16 at our Google Drive link. And meeting recordings can be found on the YouTube page for NCL. First on the agenda is City Monthly Report, Honolulu Fire Department, if they're here.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. I'm Captain Alan Costello, Engine 32, third watch, right next door, Liuka Fire Station. The statistics provided below represent the confirmed number of incidents in the neighborhood board's geographic area for the previous month of April. For more details on the incidents and related mapping information, please visit the Fire Response Search tool on the HFD website at fire.honolulu.gov under the News and Info tab. Should you have any questions, please email hfdnhb@honolulu.gov. For incident statistics for April, we had 1 brush fire, wildfire, 2 nuisance fires, and 1 activated alarm, no fire. Nuisance fires include rubbish fires outside of a structure or vehicle fires. We had 49 medical emergencies. The fire safety tip for April is wildfire prevention and preparedness. Hawaii is entering a period of increased wildfire risk with dry conditions and tall grass and shifting winds. 1 spark is all it takes. Most wildfires are human-caused and preventable. Please take action today with these tips. Number 1, clear dry brush and vegetation around your home. Number 2, never park on dry grass. The hot exhaust can ignite it. 3, avoid activities that create sparks or heat during dry, hot, windy weather. 4, stay aware of weather and fire conditions. And the last one is, for more information, visit the fire.honolulu.gov website and the hawaiiwildfire.org. Is there any questions?
Yeah, I have one. Oh, Mr.
Yes,
Song?
sir.
You're talking about wildfires and this mountain right here, a hill, will catches on fire. It's the only one in our area that catches on fire.
Yes.
What can we do so we don't have a fire this year?
We can educate the kids back there to not play with matches and fire, stuff like that. I believe that's how that started, that 1 brush fire a couple years ago. Some kids playing fire back there. Educate the parents over there in the schools. We can have the people who maintain that property cut the brush back, like 20 feet from the building and stuff.
Do you go in with the police department and to elementary schools to have conversations?
No, we don't do that. I mean, you can request any school can request the fire department to come to visit the class through the website, through our community relations office. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
Mr. Kumalai?
Captain, so the private landowners, the homeowners along the bottom of the mountain, they're responsible for creating that, I think you said 20 feet fire break.
I'm not
I
saying
mean, I
it
don't
is.
know who owned the mountain, but
Yeah,
you know, the private house owner, they don't own the brush,
yeah.
but they're responsible to maintain the fire break.
You're responsible to maintain the fire break on your property.
So
Yeah.
the-
So everything after that is DLNR or whoever else owns that
okay, so
property.
they need to find out whose property it is.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
But as a
and
safety
they,
precaution around buildings, it should be at least 5 feet
okay.
from a building. Yeah, any brush, like
So
vegetation.
those, whoever owns that land, DLNR, they are legally responsible to do it?
In case something happens, they would be
Okay,
the
yeah.
responsible party. If you ever have questions about that kind of stuff, you can call the fire inspectors at our office. They can come out and check. They can look at the property.
And give a
and-
recommendation.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I'm just saying 20 feet just for, like, safety. Yeah, more the better. Yeah, usually NFPA is 5 feet around your property at least. Yeah. But as a good neighbor, you should take care of your brush and be that much away from your neighboring property.
Thank you. Then Mr. Rojas online. Simeon Rojas, you can unmute.
Yes, I have one question. So, as far as like farmland, for example, how far? What is the barrier? Like the distance from another farm to another farm?
Oh, that one, I'm not too sure. I would call a fire inspector for that one.
Okay, fire inspector. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the community online or in person? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Up next
Thank
is,
you.
thank you, Honolulu Police Department. Online or in person? Online, okay. Yeah, Sergeant or Lieutenant online. Not hearing, or I'm seeing
Alright.
that.
Here we go.
Okay, there we go. I can
Is
hear you
that-
now. Thank you.
All right, good evening. I'm Sergeant Tabanera with the Honolulu Police Department, working out of District 5. Today I'll be reading off you guys statistics for the month of April. And so for our aggravated assaults, we had 2 the month of April compared to last month. March was 1. Auto thefts, we had 6 for the month of April compared to 4 in the month of March. Burglaries, we had 3, 1 more than we had from the month of March. No robbery type cases reported. Sex assault type cases, we had 3 for the month of March compared to 2. 3 for the month of April compared to 2 in the month of March. Our simple assaults, we had 2 in the month of April, same as what we had in March. And for our thefts, we had 9 for the month of April compared to 7 in the month of March. And our car break-ins, which is UEMVs, we had 2 for the month of April compared to 3 that we had the previous month. Our total calls for service for the month of April in your guys' area was 630 compared to March's calls of 574. Our safety awareness for the month of May, what the Honolulu Police Department will be doing would be our click it or ticket. So our seatbelt awareness. So just be aware of using your seatbelts, and please get our keiki to make sure they're wearing their safety restraints, making sure they're in their safety seats if their age recommends them being in a safety seat or a booster seat. Other than that, I can move over to Lieutenant Yamashita if he has anything else to add on before you guys have questions.
Good evening. Also like to touch up on that. We have a Coffee with a Cop coming up. It'll be held Friday, June 12th. It's going to be at the Kamehameha Shopping Center, Starbucks, located at 1620 North School Street. The time will be from 09 to 1100 hours. The date again is June 12th, Friday. Kamehameha Shopping Center, Starbucks, 1620 North School Street, 9 to 11. So we have the give the community an opportunity to come out and talk story with the officers.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board, online or in person? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Any questions from the community, online or in person? Okay. Seeing and hearing none. Yeah, and officers, if you do have other additionals you wanted to say, I wasn't sure if you were waiting for us to respond, but you can say it now before I say goodbye.
I'm good on my side.
Okay,
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
of course.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Thank you. Up next is Board of Water Supply Iris Oda.
Hi, I'm
Oh, she's
online.
on.
Sorry I couldn't make it in tonight. I
Okay.
wasn't feeling it well. So I'm going to report what I would have reported in March, April, and today's May's report to you. So in March, I would have reported there was 2 main breaks in February. There was a February 2nd near Kamehameha 4 Road, and on February 16th near 2031 Kamehameha Fort Road, sorry. And the February 16th was near 1810 Kilohi Street. Okay, so the announcement I would have said is not applicable because there was, but I'll let you know, there was the annual United Nations Observance Day to raise awareness. It was on March 22nd. So, just we'll hear about it next year. But I just wanted to let you know there is an event that happens on March 22nd throughout March. Okay, so in April, I would have reported there was no main breaks in the month of March. And there was a detected leak week from April 12th through the 18th, where we went to Mililani and Kahala Mall. So sorry about that. We'll report on that next year. But there was free toilet detection dye tablets that I could bring the next time I come into the meeting. But it was available. It's available possibly at City Hall, but Board of Water Supply lobby has these leak detection dye tablets. Okay. And for now, that was March, April. Now for May. So in May, there was 1 main break in April, on April 12th, near at the corner of Kalihi Street and Ana'u'u Place. Okay, so this announcement now, water conservation. So even with the recent storms, they have brought about rain, but water conservation still matters. Rainfall alone is not enough to offset everyday water use, especially during these upcoming warm summer months. So that's why it's important to continue using water wisely and do our part to prevent waste. So, about some easy ways to save water. Water your plants early in the morning to reduce evaporation. Take shorter showers. Check for toilet leaks. A faulty flapper is often the culprit. That's what those leak detection tablets are for. And don't let your faucet run unnecessarily. And then apply for the Board of Water Supply rebates for water efficient appliances and for this water efficient system. So, using water wisely helps conserve this valuable resource, and it can help lower your water bill. So everybody go to boardofwatersupply.com/7 ways to see some other ways to save water, conserve water. So that was my 3 months of reports, and hopefully in 3 minutes.
Thank you so much. Any
Thanks.
questions from the board, online or in person? Or do you have other?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I had a follow-up. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I had a follow-up from the other month. Member Dana Yap, let's see, was asking about the main break info. Oh, okay. So since I give these main break info, do we take the quality of water loss? Do we do anything about it or figure it out? So, but it says they responded that since main breaks are unplanned, it's not possible to measure the exact volume of water loss or recover it for reuse. So the crew prioritizes isolating the affected section and minimizing the water loss, completing the repairs, and restoring water service as quickly and safely as possible. And then it was asked, I guess, how much time is it spent to fix the break? The time required to repair the break can vary significantly, and because it depends on the size and complexity of the break, as well as the site conditions. So, and this may include the presence of other underground utilities and the extent of damage to the road and repairs needed to restore both the water and to restore both the water main and road surface. So that's why we don't really have a set specific time that we take to fix a break. And then I was also asked about the status of the reopening of the museum for the Kalihi pump station. Let's see. So because we've said that we were hoping to do something as of like last February of 2025. So there's a current project which involves the replacing of the existing fire alarm system that's affected this reopening at this Kalihi pumping station. So they don't have an estimated completion date, but however, we'll continue to monitor the progress of the project and provide updates to this board and when it becomes available. And we really appreciate the community's ongoing patience and understanding. Okay, so that was my follow-up response. So thanks.
Thank you. Any questions from the board, online or in person? Seeing and hearing none. Any questions from the community, online or in person? Seeing and hearing none. Thank you so much, Iris, and get well soon.
Thank you. See you in June. Thanks.
See you in June. Up next is residents and community concerns, 3 minutes each. Do you have any residents and community concerns at this time? Oh, I do see Clarence Serena online. You can unmute. I'll have 3 minutes timer on the clock. I'll warn it, 1 minute left.
Hi, good evening. My name is Clarence Sarin. I just want to voice our concerns on this current RPZ permit. I understand that the intent was to ensure parking for residents, but this current enforcement is now just hurting the very people that lives here. With this 4 limit and this high cost of 625 annually, we are all frustrated and we feel burdened by having to pay or receive a $35 fine just to park on public street. Instead of bringing the community together, it's causing a division and anxiety. Due to Hawaii's high cost, most of these residents, including me, myself, my family, are multi-generational. We have, or also includes rental units. This is not a luxury, but it's a survival strategy. And we were told to consolidate our vehicles in the driveway. To me, that's unsafe and very dangerous. It causes limits the mobility of our kupuna wheelchair users. During an emergency, you're gonna be trapped because the car's blocking the driveway. Our community, participated in this pilot program with good faith, and it was, I'm glad it's a success. It reduces the non-residents parking, it improves safety, but however, the transition from the pilot program to this new system,
1 minute.
it feels like a bait and switch. We found a solution for our parking, but we were locked behind a paywall. Just many of us simply cannot afford. And then, to my knowledge, there's not enough like a public outreach. One notable meeting that I recall was held on a private home on Olive Street. And to me, that's not one appropriate place to hold a public policy. And during that meeting, all the residents were in disagreement with it, but yet all this concern was like ignored during the final process. And then I just logged into this the RPZ permit, the portal. If you look at the portal, there's only 325 permits issued out of 42,000, and that's less than 1%. So that tells me that majority of these people that live in this, this RPZ zone doesn't agree with it. So with that said, I respectfully ask that you review this RZ permit or put a pause on it, and have like a widely public community forum. So, with that said, our public should not be like a profit center, to the expense of for the people that lives there. That's all. Thank you. Mahalo.
Thank you so much, Clarence. We do have it down and it's also recorded, of course, on YouTube to look back on. So thank you for joining us today and giving us your concern for our PC. Any more residents and community concerns at this time? Online, in person, seeing and hearing none. Thank you so much, Clarence. And we will move on though to our presentation. We will skip the Hawaii Hazards Awareness and Resilience Program because speaker's not here today. We'll move on to Serene, Community Engagement for Resilient Neighborhoods, Sage Murakami.
Or do we have the slides?
Send it to me.
Yeah.
Don't recall.
Because I didn't see slides either. No, okay. And we have a new assistant too.
Oh,
so
no worries, no
we're going
worries.
to have it. I don't recall seeing them.
I think I attached it in email, but
Are you okay with shoot. Do you want to send it now maybe or look at me. Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. In the meantime, I don't know how long it'll take, but okay. Take 10 minutes. Which one's better? If it connects computer or
You log into WebEx.
oh yeah, WebEx. Okay.
We have our agenda.
I just sent it to you in the email.
Oh, okay, it's just James. Oh, can you share it on the chat? Are you able to join the meeting on WebEx?
I'll just do it. There's no worries, sorry.
Okay. No problem. And if you just want to speak and then use the slides as a notes, you can do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, normally we have like a slide presentation, but it's all good. Aloha kako, Sage Po'inoa. My name is Sage Murakami. I am part of the HLC, Oahu Resilience Hub Learning Community. We call it HLC for short. I'm part of their staff. I'm also a graduate research intern with Serene Sustainability Lab out of KCC, which we'll see how Serene kind of plays a part of this bigger Oahu Resilience Hub Learning Community. So what the Oahu Resilience Hub Learning Community is, or HLC, is a community of practice. And we're dedicated to supporting the development of resilience hubs here in Oahu, and connecting this sort of ecosystem of resilience as we see micro networks to like a larger network, supporting the ecosystem of resilience surrounding resilience hubs here on Oahu. And then for our definition of resilience, so resilience has been popping up pretty broadly in a lot of different fields. So how we define resilience for the Oahu Resilience Hub Learning Community is the ability to survive, adapt, and thrive regardless of what shocks or stresses come our way. And that's kind of a more broad definition, but we like to keep it a little bit more broad so that we can encompass some more of our local disturbances that we see as an island community here. But in other words, it's just to how do we bounce back better when hard things happen? And so putting this together with a hub, so what is the Resilience Hub? The Resilience Hub is a trusted gathering or group that supports everyday community resilience during regular operations. So this is what we call blue skies, but also in gray skies, they have an activation phase or just a plan to support a coordinated network across either locally within their own ahopua, but also be connected through the network island-wide and statewide. And from a more simple definition, Resilience Hub is just 6 people who have kuleana, who care about the area, and really the rest is equipment. And Resilience Hubs actively serve community 365 year-round in blue skies, and then in gray skies, they have an activation phase. This is kind of like something that we support too, building your Resilience Hub up and helping you serve your community in the ways that you guys want to serve your community, because each ahupua is different, each island is going to be different too, so you guys know. And these are kind of visuals, but we do have examples of resilience hubs in response mode. So you can just be a hub, like we said, 6 people with Kuleana, and equipment and stuff. You don't really need a physical site, and that's a barrier to a lot of hubs, but we realize that. And the good thing is we have a network that we can connect you to maybe a physical site in the area. So maybe an example of that. But another one is if you actually have a physical site, it's good. You just need people, right? But we are still here without a site. Like if everything takes out our buildings and everything, we're still here. So it's important to just have the group aspect. And yeah, we just respond to local disruption with a plan. And what the Oahu Resilience Hub Learning Community is, the staff here, is we are a community of practice, and we are dedicated to supporting the development of resilience hubs on Oahu and connecting the ecosystem of resilience. And our mission is to support individual hubs, micro networks, and regions in coordinated learning and sharing best practices for community resilience. So individual hubs to region, this is like our Ahupuoa level 2 statewide. And we are a joint program operated by the Lahui Foundation. So it's a nonprofit up in Haula, Lahui, and the Serene Sustainability Lab. So we have some of our student leaders, some of our KCC, West Oahu students supporting this. And one of that aspect is we're trying to actually have some of our student leaders get more into the community, and we have funding to support them in building capacity in individual hubs. So we're going to start sending some of our, I think we have like 10 or 12, so we have a decent amount to send to individual hubs that are active and need capacity in that way, need support in their capacity that way. And we do have relationships and partners, so we deal with Hawaii Climate Commission, AIMA, DEM, CCSR, Office of Climate, Sustainability, and Resilience, American Red Cross, Vibrant Hawaii, which we model our network of resilience hubs behind off of Big Island. So this is becoming kind of a statewide thing. Oahu's the second island, as well as many others. This is a big key point for us. Our community relationships are huge in what we do here. And resilience, one of the highlights in resilience is post disturbance, people say, is the connections and the communication between your community is super strong. So building that, we understand is super important. So we invite you guys to join the Oahu Resilience Hub Learning Community, either as a member or if you guys have an established hub. James actually is building a hub for Kalihi over here, so definitely can get in contact with him. But we have QR codes for our individual hubs as well, so if you're interested towards the end. And so our goals are HLC aims to support hubs by fostering continuous learning, build cross-sector partnerships through monthly gatherings. We have a monthly gathering every third Thursday of the month. So third Thursday at 3, pretty easy, all T's, third Thursday at 3. We have a QR code for you guys to sign up as well on the slide, and the slides will be shared with your guys' board as well. And strengthen, coordinate working groups. We have a neighborhood board working group that we are actually accepting leadership Alakai nominations to through our third Thursday month. So you can come to the meeting, be part of the working group, same time, it's about an hour. It's also like just on your own time. We understand the community is really busy. So expand island-wide education and outreach, elevate intergenerational leadership and engagement. This is what we do through Keiki to Kupuna, trying to get even high school involved. There's liability in 18 and under, as we know, but we're working on it. We currently have KCC, UH systems involved. So Keiki to Kupuna and connecting hubs to each other, partnerships, training, certifications, funding, and resources. So we are funded by CCSR, city and county grant funding, as well as Serene. So we're super fortunate. We have a really small staff budget, but we definitely want to help you guys in our partnerships, our trainings. We just had a first aid CPR certification last Friday. So we had a couple of students from KCC as well as staff members. But opportunities like that where different from that too, kind of even more community centered, like Paipai Ohei'a, getting community involved over there. But just training certifications to help boost your guys' professional development as a community is super important. We understand that. And Yeah, so community of practice versus a coordinated network. We model ours off Vibrant Hawaii and Big Island. We are just a community of practice, the hub learning community. So in Gray Skies, we do not activate in anything. We are supporting, but we do not activate. Ideally, we would go into our own coordinated network of practicing hubs in our Ahupua, in our region that is a little bit more micro-connected. Skip that. So this is from the CCSR Action 15 and the OLA Resilience Plan. This is how this came about. And we have, I think, 12 hubs already in a network from Vibrant Hawaii on Kolaupoco side. So they're already kind of activated. We're also recruiting for more hubs. So if you guys are interested or have your own hub, we would like to support you guys in building that confidence to be like, you know what, we're going to do this. You know what I mean? So, and then on the slides here, we just have a couple QR codes that I will share with you guys. And our HLC working groups, we have a neighborhood board working group, Next Gen Youth Leaders, Health and Hubs, Grant Funding, Kupuna, and Faith-Based. So where we're working with the LDS community up in Laie as well as Christian. We're pretty non-denominational, so open to everybody. And we do have a Resilience Hub Summit in June coming up, June 6th and 7th. So pretty soon. Sign your guys' hubs up. We have a ton of, not a ton, but we have some more space for you guys if you guys are on it. I believe James is going to be there with your guys' hub. Some more QR codes on here for you guys. And we have our virtual office hours as well, where I'll share with you guys. Mondays and Fridays, 2 at noon. Mondays and Fridays at noon to 2. So if you guys have any questions, we have our coordinator, Dr. Miki Lenentine, in our office hours, as well as one of our community assistants, Honu, in there. And yeah, that's it. Sorry, I didn't have the slides ready for you, but appreciate it. Thank you. That's pretty much.
I was gonna say, you need access, because I think only James has access to the
I
slides.
don't have access.
Oh, you don't-
Gotcha.
Give us access to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
slide.
Okay. No problem. No
Yeah.
problem.
Or if you're able to download it and give us the PDF.
PDF.
Yeah.
Okay.
that might
Yeah,
work.
no problem.
Be able to download it.
Gotcha. I think the school has restricted access, but I'll make sure to get it to you guys by the end of the day for sure. And
So-
oh yeah, thank you guys so much. We've been trying to get here. Konolo has been pretty bad last month. So also just an example of why this work is super important. Obviously, we just went through Konolo storm, so resilience here and island-wide is super important. But mahalo guys for coordinating this and having extra opportunity for us.
Thank you. Any questions from the board, online, in person? Mr. Sung?
So you keep on saying resilience, but basically we're trying to form a CERT group or emergency response group. So just in case something in Wahiwa happens or something in Lahaina happens, we have our own community-based emergency response team here in Kalihi Valley, Kalihi Valley. So that's what we're trying to organize. Our hub is going to be a little bit different because most hubs right now are only for emergency response. But because 2/3 of all the low-income housing are basically in Kalihi, we're also focusing on food banks and support and ELS training and job training and all this other stuff. So when it talks about resilience and vibrant and all that stuff, we're also including the blue sky part of resilience in our hub. So we're going to be more diverse group than of the other groups. And that's what we're working on.
Yeah. So kind of exactly what you're talking about. Resilience is kind of like proactive. Like you're doing it in gray skies ideally, or blue skies too ideally, right? So it's not just it's hitting now. Like it's just proactivity in preparing our communities. But also like you said, meeting you guys in the middle where you guys need to be. Kalihi is very specific to what their community needs are. So we identify or we acknowledge that, and we're trying to identify similarities between all of our hubs, because there are similarities like Wine I side when we had that meeting, similarities in what you guys needs, but also differences. So meeting you guys in the middle and really just trying to give you guys the confidence to be like, you know, we could do this. This is pretty grassroots. So yeah.
Any other questions online or in person? Oh, Mr. Kumlai.
I see, kind of an example, what would a person that participates in a hub be expected to do? Or what are some of the other hubs actually doing?
Yeah, so right now, as a leader, maybe if you're a leader of the hub, identified as a leader, probably facilitating your own hub, maybe having your own individual meetings. As a member, not really much. To be honest, the members I think get the most benefit with the like the least input, which is great because we want them to not have to work too hard to be not involved, but just aware of what's going on. Because really, like when things hit, it's you get a 24-hour notice sometimes. Sometimes we aren't prepared. But right now, where Serene operates as a community of practice. So right now, what we do is when we enter the gray skies, or let's say we have the tsunami coming or something like that, we get on our Telegram and we have an effective way to communicate that information. We send out all the emergency HNL alert, the emergency alerts. We screenshot, send it out to. Basically, it's just keeping your community and the people around you safe too, right? So
Yeah, so it's an emergency response team.
yeah,
That's the purpose. That's the main purpose.
there is there's an aspect. So each hub, we are part of our own communities, right? And each community could really just be a hub. The second part that we really want to kind of help support build is the that disaster preparedness aspect when it comes to a touchdown, right? Fortunately, but in case anything does get really bad, yeah, just having the community, the sense of community, and
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Sun.
This is in response to Mr. Kumulai. So there's CERT training that we could do. There's ham radio training that we could do. American Red Cross training. HAIMA has a training. Talking to the fire department before the meeting start, they have a bunch of training, CPR, AED, how to use a fire extinguisher. There's a bunch of training that we do, but the CERT training is the most intensive one. And that's where you learn how to do search and rescue. Well, go into a that's passed away inside the building. It is a 3-day course on Saturdays, and you get a certificate at the end. I got one. Was it last year? Yeah, last year I got my CERT training. So that's the most intense one. There's a whole bunch of other trainings that we're going to do, but we're going to get geared up, and as I said, we're trying to find a physical location to do all this.
yeah, I guess just the last one. As James said, we do actually have a CERT working group too. So working with the DM and how to make CERT more available, right? It is a pretty intense course, kind of a turnoff for most people. Most students, we realize, don't have that time. 3 days, and it's like 8 hours, 8 to 6 hours. It is pretty intense, kind of scary if you haven't done something like that before. But yeah, working with them to adapt that. We're trying to get that to a college level. They do have Teen Cert with Nancy Aoki. She's done that process really well. So just trying to meet in the middle where you guys are at and what you guys need. That's really why we're kind of here. But tons of opportunity. CERT training. Not only that, but we're trying to figure out how to do where there's talks of home economics, sewing, just basic root stuff that you need if anything goes bad. But thank you, James. Yeah, thank you.
My quick question, just to reconfirm, I don't know if you stated this already, but it doesn't cost anything, right? For us?
No, yeah, we are. We're
It's free.
funded. Our staff is funded by city and county, and this is just for the community. So they've identified that this is a huge need in our community. So yeah, trying to just push this forward a little bit as best we can.
Thank you, helping to sell it, even though it's free. Any questions though, online or in person? seeing and hearing none, I just want to promote, free education, learning things. So that's really good. And it's certification that's free, you guys. So, okay. But thank you so much.
All guys, thank you.
Thank you. Up next is Kalihi Valley Homes Community Center Demolition Project Update. Taishira Mizu, Noah Tabor, and HPHA. I just put generally HPHA. Oh, pulling up the
Testing.
slides right now.
Hi. Aloha, Chair Tumbaga and Kalihi Valley. Down. I'm too short, sorry. And Kalihi Valley Board, thank you for having us. I know we've been trying to get on the agenda for a couple months now, so thank you for having us back. I think I do have some slides to share with you folks just to bring some visual aspects to what we're sharing, but we're here to kind of provide you guys an update on the Kalihi Valley Homes Community Center Demolition Project, which I think is right up the road across the street, and this may be an update that you guys have been looking forward to. So with me, I have Noah Tabar from Bowers and Kubota. Oh, sorry, my name's Taishir Mizu. I'm from Bowers and Kubota, a planner on the consulting team for this project. We have Noah Tabar also from Bowers and Kubota, and then Becky Choi from HPHA as well. So we could go next slide, please. So kind of just went over some of this. Not able to make it here is Lisa Izumi from HPHA and Ronald Sato from Bowers. Also on the team, we have RMA Architects, who did the demolition plans, and then Mason Architects, who did the historic architecture study. We can go next slide, please. So a little bit about the project. Kalihi Valley Homes itself provides about 373 affordable housing units to the area and to the state in general. The Kalihi Valley Homes Community Center itself was constructed around 1973. Sorry, it's cut off on the slide. But it has been closed for over 10 years or so due to its deteriorated condition and safety concerns of its use. So HPHA is proposing its demolition to clear the site for future use and to address those safety concerns. After the demolition is completed, then HPHA will be able to assess how to use the site or how to redevelop it, if that's an option. This demolition project will use state capital improvement funds, CIP funds. Due to the structure itself being a federal structure, a Section 18 demolition application is required to be submitted and approved by HUD, Department of Housing and Urban Development. The demolition action itself is actually exempt under HPHA's exemption list, so it's HRS 343, state environmental assessment is not required for this. So scrolling down, I just included a aerial picture of the property and where the community center sits on that property. It takes up approximately 6,000 square feet in the Kalihi Valley Homes property, and then that property is identified as TMK 130220001. So this is the demolition plans that we included in the project. Just wanted to note that the demolition itself will include best management practices to limit dust, noise, stormwater runoff, and any other kind of inadvertent impacts that may come from the demolition activity. Can go next slide, please. And then these are just some site photos that we took this year of the property itself, kind of just highlighting the condition that the community center is in currently. Some pretty deteriorated structure, unsafe to go in or walk on, or definitely cannot have activities hosted there at this time or for the past few years or so. Next slide, please. So this is our project timeline. I think when we first wanted to present this, the star was a little bit more to the left, but we had a community meeting in December where we kind of presented this demolition project to the residents at Kalihi Valley Homes and anybody else who attended that. The research and technical studies have pretty much all been completed. One of which was required was the historic architecture study. Because the structure is over 50 years old, there are certain historic significance requirements that had to be met. So that study is completed. Agency consultations in progress, and then the environmental assessment in progress as well. Following those two things, we can move forward with the HUD demolition application, which HUD then has to approve before the demolition can begin. So next slide, please. So this is just recapping the community meeting that was held in December. So informational notices were posted and delivered as well to residents by HPHA. There were about 34 attendees that signed in, and some of the main responses we heard was just support overall for a new court, whatever it may be, and use community center, basically just use of that site again, which we totally hear. Requests for specific activities to be planned for, the keiki and the teenagers and stuff on site once that site is redeveloped. And then just some general questions about, potential impacts of the demolition itself, what the residents can and should be prepared for. So we will address all of that as well in the environmental assessment portion, which is in progress. So you can go next slide, please. So this is just a summary of the historic architecture study that was conducted by Mason Architects. This was done in April 2026. So like I said, the community center is over 50 years old. So it is subject to federal and state historic requirements, Section 106 being federal and 6E being state. The findings were that the structure itself did not meet the significance criteria necessary to be listed on historic registers, mainly because of the deterioration, the damage to the structure, as well as some of the past improvements that had taken place to try and upkeep it. So therefore, no historic preservation requirements are triggered or required after that. And then using these findings, we'll be coordinating with State Historic Preservation Division to confirm this determination. So lastly, our next steps for this project are the Section 106 and HRS 6E consultations that I mentioned. We also have to address Section 7, which looks at the Endangered Species Act, and just to make sure that demolition will not impact those. The environmental assessment, federal environmental assessment as well, that'll be published on HUD's website. After that, the HUD demolition application, as well as the city and county demolition permit. And then last update is I think the project is now out to bid and in the selection process. But the contractors know that they cannot start demolition until we get through this whole Section 18 process. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. We can take some questions. And then I have my email and phone number down there as well if anybody has any follow-up questions for us.
Thank you. Any questions online or in person from board members? Mr. Sung?
When is this project planned to either start or be completed?
So the demolition itself, like I said, cannot start until after we complete, all the federal requirements and applications required. And that's planned to be finished, I think, end of October this year, I think, according to our timeline. So that's, after that is when the demolition can begin. There's no set timeline for how long the demolition will take yet. But we can, of course, provide an update once we kind of get a solid timeline on that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions online or in person from neighborhood board members? Any questions from the community online or in person? Okay. Seeing and hearing none, and he does have his email. Oh, I do see Simeon Rojas just raise his hand. You can unmute, Mr. Rojas.
Yes, sir. Do you folks have any future plans on specific what you guys gonna build and how is it gonna benefit? And as far as is there like just plans for what you guys intend to replace?
Thanks for the question. There is no specific plans of what will happen with the site after the demolition. Our first phase is to just demolish the structure itself first. Just to clear the site, get it ready for whatever use comes next, and kind of get rid of the safety hazards that come with it still being there. And then once that site is cleared and kind of ready for the next phase, then HPHA can assess what the site will be used for.
Mr. Rojas, do you have other questions? You still have your hand up. Just wondering.
So it's not a guarantee that it will be replaced then?
It is not a guarantee that the community center itself will be replaced, but that area will be, dedicated to a community use, whether it's a full structure or the demolition itself will bring down the structure, but the basketball court concrete below will remain. So that's still a potential use as well. Mainly just, needing to get rid of this unsafe structure first and then deciding what can be done with the site after that.
Correct. We understand that part. Well, I guess my biggest question is, what are we going to replace? What was used for? That's what I mean. Because we could just put a pad there and just forget about it. But is there assurance that that the community is going to benefit from it, as far as like learning center or whatsoever? No
Thanks for the
plan.
question.
No plans at
I
this
have,
point.
I have Becky from HPHA can explain.
So as Ty explained, we do have the bids out. We got 5 bidders. We're vetting the bidders right now. So we have the low bidder has already identified that they're not able to address the hazmat issues of this. So we've moved on to low bidder number 2. So we're in the process of actually awarding the construction contract. The bidders were informed that they cannot move forward until HUD gives the approval, because it is a federal site. We have to wait for the HUD approval. Part of that process is the environmental assessment and a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to be submitted, posted online with the HUD website, and all of that. Once that is done, then the demolition can actually start. I didn't realize October it was going to be already done, but we had told the bidders that they need to adjust their price, knowing that there's going to be a delay from when we opened bid a couple of weeks ago. And so there is a delay. Regarding the future, we are looking at using funds to get a designer in contract. So we are going through a process for that. We need to solicit the design consultants. So we have a RFQ, a request for qualifications, that is going out pretty soon, and we should have a list of qualified candidates that we will then vet and have a list by July 1. Once we have that list, we can do the consultant selection. So while the environmental assessment is still going on and other Section 18 requirements, which is the demolition application to HUD, while that is going on, we can start getting a consultant into contract, and the consultant process will include a community process. So we're not going to just design in a vacuum. So it will, and the intention is to replace the community center. So there will be a process to include your voice as part of that new center, what you envision for that. There is no funds yet for the construction. And we can look at federal funds right now to look at the design. But that's where we are with the future plans. But yeah.
Mr. Ross, there's 4 minutes left. But sorry, I just wanted to make sure Mr. Rojas you have 1 generous minute left if you have any additional questions or.
I think that's good.
You're good. Okay, thank you. Mr. Gotti?
And the funds would come from where, like in terms of?
So the state, HUD, the federal government, gives us a formula grant based on lots of factors, occupancy, rents that we collect, et cetera. So they give us a federal grant for capital improvements. That ranges around 14 and a half million a year. And then every year we also request to the legislature. But there's a timeline, like June 30, 2026 is one of the first deadlines coming up for the encumbrance of the funds that they appropriated to us. So we don't want to request the funds too early before we can actually encumber it. So we have to get through the demolition process. So we're looking to request construction funding in the next round. So next legislative session.
Be to the federal government or to the state?
No, the federal gives us automatically a 14 and a half million formula grant. So it's based on
That would
formula.
come from within.
All of the factors that they use to evaluate how much each public housing authority across the country receives. So we're all have the same formula, and whatever factors we fill into that formula. I don't know that formula, but HUD has a factor to determine how much we receive. We are considered a large public housing authority, so we do, but 14 million is like one project. So we don't get enough funding, and we look for supplement from the state as well. So we go to the legislature and then we use a combination of funds to be able to finance these things.
Okay.
Thank you. And then Mr.
And I understand a request was made this year for the design of the next phase, but it did not make the budget, the governor's budget. So we have, as an agency, been requesting funds every year to the legislature, except for this year. We didn't, mainly because we have a extreme staffing issue to be able to have capacity to put these grants out on the street. So, but we have been putting in a request, and then it's prioritized. So we've been putting in like 80 something million, and then we'll get 10 million or we'll get 4 million or nothing. So it depends on the legislature, but it has been on our request. But the higher priority is, of course, safety, health and safety issues. So where we have to address safety concerns, that comes first. So it hasn't made the cut with the funding that we get.
Then I saw Mr. Ropati has his hand up.
Hi, Rapati. And I apologize for my delay. We had another program that I had to come from. But you're saying that depending on funding. So how long has this request been? Because I grew up in Camp 4 housing, yeah, and so I left in the mid '90s. But this has been a problem since the mid '90s. So you're telling me that prior to you, those guys haven't asked for funding?
I haven't been with the agency since the mid '90s, but over the last 10 years, we have been requesting it.
Right, and I know prior to that, Kalihi Valley, Ms. Watson, tried to work with either HUDs or whoever to get funding to help rebuild that program, because she had the program inside upstairs on the second floor, because we would go there, yeah, and that's how we would do our homework. She had tutors to come and tutor us, yeah, but she proposed to get funding and she would work from KKB through the HUD, but I'm not sure what happened, because she left because she was tired of not getting a response. But you see, the community is trying to help, but then we're not open to the community helping. So it seems like Camp 4 Kalihi Valley Home is not the priority, but looking at all these pictures, like how can we get priority?
So
'Cause it's all broken down. It's like, it seems like we're being
Yes.
abandoned.
Yes, it does look like that. And we have done structural assessments to make sure it's not dangerous, like it's not going to collapse. But we are now going to demolish it because it is not a very safe situation.
Right.
But when it's concerning other priorities, such as people having a place to live versus a place to meet, to do homework, which I agree is an important thing. But when we have a backlog of, over 300 million,
Sure.
2 minutes.
and we only get 14 million, or
Yeah, I understand. And like I said, it was the mid '90s.
So this is
Right.
being done
So-
because a special appropriation for Kalihi Valley Homes Community Center only.
Right. And I know you mentioned about we have housing crisis and so forth. This happened before the housing crisis. So how come only now that, because we have a housing crisis now?
I came
We're
to
in the
this
back.
agency in 2008.
Sure.
There was a housing crisis then.
Right.
The Lingo did an emergency proclamation for homelessness.
Right.
So it's not
Mm.
been a housing crisis ever that I've known.
I know. But what I'm saying is it was like this in the '90s, mid '90s. So, there was no housing crisis at that time. Yeah. So that's all I have to say. But thank you. At least you're addressing it now.
We are.
And it's going to be addressed, but the cost is a little higher from when it used to be when they first started. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Mr. Sung, with 2 more, I believe.
Can you tell Mr. Park, thank you for taking care of this and even for looking at the architectural plans to rebuilding. I know I've been bugging him and hounding him. He's a very nice guy. And
Yes,
we
he
should,
is.
no one should yell at him. I'm going to definitely say that.
Yes.
Um,
yes.
so,
and I tried to get him here, but his,
you
he
know,
had
I understand how
personal-
he
yeah.
feels. So, you know, just tell him I said thank you and,
will.
you know, all that stuff. And also that $14 million, is that going to be fighting with this and the Kahumanu homes that's coming up, or is that
The
separate?
development is separate. This is just funds we get to do capital improvements of our existing inventory.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because
so
I
we
know
have-
we're trying to get money for Kahumanu homes phase 1 started.
That's a separate thing that Ben is working on for development.
Okay.
Yes. yes.
I'm making,
And Mayor Right Homes, and we have several developments we're trying to do. Yeah, but what my office addresses are like roofs are flying off, buildings have concrete spalling, which means, you know, the concrete is cracking and actually falling. So these are the kinds of things we're addressing right now. So, yeah, making sure that our buildings are safe for our tenants. Unfortunately, when we have that kind of a backlog, takes
and I
priority.
do know some of those units are not safe. So, and they're condemned. So when you do capital improvements for that community center, would some of that money be to get some of that inventory back on working conditions? Or is it just for the
Well, fortunately, you were successful in getting a separate special appropriation just for the community center. So that's how it becomes a priority, because we have funding that can only be used for the community center. So we are addressing it
2
because
minutes.
that's the funding, and it didn't have to compete with all our other priorities.
I'd like to thank Senator Kim and Kaika. Was that you, or is that?
The money we have now, though, that's for the demolition. Right?
Yes, so that is fully budgeted. Yes, and we're, Ben is going to be putting in a request next year for the construction funding. Yeah, and then we're going to try to address the design funding through federal funds.
I did see Mr. Rojas, but I'll go back to you, Mr. Kumlai. Mr. Rojas, I will give you a generous 1 minute. That's okay?
Yes, that's good. Yes. So I
Thank
guess
you.
from here, the transparency between, if you guys could come and report how often, maybe quarterly, as far as how we moving and where we at. I think that would make the community feel a lot much safer, and be patient in your work and understanding what's really going on. If we could request that from your agency to come to our community neighborhood board, and to, to make a transparency report one every quarter, if that would be possible.
Okay, sure. I made a note of that.
Thank you. And then Mr. Kumalai?
So, you know, when you refer to $14 million, is that statewide?
It's statewide.
Statewide, okay. So-
14 million to address
and,
the
and
entire.
people have priorities, different priorities to
Right.
access that 14 million.
Right. So,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's exactly,
Okay,
and that's
got
the
it.
struggle
I
we've
know when you
had.
keep referring 14 million, that's a lot of money. But when you take statewide, that don't go too far.
And I'll tell you, the last phase we did here at Kalihi Valley Homes, 4 buildings, was 12 million. So that took the whole pot. Exactly. So little by little, we're in design right now for 7 more buildings at the upper Mauka Eva side of the site. We're in. Right. Right. So after phase 2, we're now working on phase 5, but after phase 2, it stayed flat roofs. Yeah. And no extra facade. Yeah. Yeah. That was before me. Yeah. And it was with Group 70, was the architect. And I actually used to work for Group 70. And they're very place centered.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so.
when we, you know, residents passing by, we drive up and down Leaky and Camp Road. We're like, wow, that's it, you know? Okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can just minimize the renovations.
Yeah.
So that everybody can get renovated.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions from residents online, in person? I do see a hand in the back if you'd like to come up and give us your name. for the record.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Chris Wong. And I got to raise this. Sorry. Two questions. You mentioned you don't know the timeline of starting, but what's the estimated duration of demolition?
I think the demolition project is only going to take about 6 months. It's not going to be a long demolition because it's taking it down. But we have to address the hazmat. So that has certain protocol. Yeah. So that's actually why the low bidder had to back out because they did not have hazmat. When we questioned their bid, because they came in much lower than our cost estimate. And so when we questioned that everything was included, including hazmat, that's when he reevaluated their numbers and said, we can't do it for this price. So now bidder number 2 is not too far apart from bidder number 1 and bidder number 3. There are 3 that were in the same range. And so we're concerned that if 1 didn't have enough money to be able to do this project, I don't know how 2 and 3 will, because bidder number 4 was close to our cost estimate. But bidder number 2 right now is saying their number is good. And we're gonna push a little bit further and ask them to make sure and give us an itemization of how hazmat is covered as well as certain other things. So if they're gonna stand by their number, then we should be awarding. And we should get into contract within the next 3 months or so. And depending on what they need in terms of long lead items, which it's a demolition, so probably nothing, we can start. However, we do need to wait for HUD's approval to demolish because it's a federal building. Yeah.
So
2 minutes.
mentioning the 6-month duration. So this is more for the board to track. But 6-month duration of demolitioning, they have to set aside piles, they have to track noise, dust, sound, and they're going to have to use traffic impacts. How does that affect the neighboring communities? RPZ, your area, dust, noise at night. And the people who live there may not be able to traverse those areas freely because of trucks coming in and out. So they'll spill out into the neighboring neighborhoods. So that's more for the board to track. 6 months is a long time.
So the work is only done during the daytime hours, so there wouldn't be night impacts to the traffic. And the dust has a protocol that they need to follow. That's very, fences and all of that. Yeah. So there is going to be protocol to make sure that we're not causing impacts to the community. The AMP, the asset management property, the manager has identified where they will be able to park, so it shouldn't impact the parking. Should not. I know there's not enough parking. I know there's not enough parking for the number of units that are here, but she has designated where the contractor can park. So all of this is being addressed. And we're making sure it's the least impact to the community, and it really shouldn't impact the neighborhood at all. But you're right, the hazmat rubbish has to be packaged certain way and taken to a certain dump site. They can't just put it in a regular landfill. So there's a lot of protocol involved with the demolition.
4 minutes. You have 1 minute left, but okay. Thank you so much. Any other questions though, online or in person? Mr. Rojas, I do see your hand up. Do you just have, is it okay
Yes.
if I give you 30 seconds?
Yes. So that's why
Okay.
it was so very important that they will be making a report. If they could come monthly, whoever's going to be facilitating this, so that way the community, if we have anything that we want to bring up, they're going to be there for us to, kind of like talk about what we need and what we can fix. So I think that's the most important part at this point. So that way we can track and we can record what's going on, and then the whole community can be able to participate in what's going on. So that way we're all in the same page. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we will do our best to attend. I have on my organizational chart 11 engineers. I'm down to 2. So I am here because my engineer could not be here. So coming monthly is going to be difficult, especially when nothing that we know is happening except for the demolition application with HUD and the environmental assessment that needs to happen. The demo won't even start for several months. So coming here just to report that it's still ongoing is not the best use of my overcapacity
Well,
engineers right
there's
now.
different ways of communication, so you can always
We can provide a
email,
written report. Absolutely.
email or but as much information that we could for the community, it would make us feel really much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We can do that.
Thank you so much. And I know it is around halfway through our meeting, so feel free again if you guys are leaving to take some snacks left out there. And I do thank you again for the presentation today, for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is city elected officials. Mayor Rick Langiardi's representative Bandmaster Clark Wright, I believe, is online.
Yep. Aloha, Chair. Aloha, members. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Great. Aloha. Just a couple of announcements from the mayor's office. The city continues to respond to the Konolo storm recovery. Basically, there's been a website launched. It's off of oneoahu.org, where residents can find information on reporting home damage, health, and safety tips, available assistance, and ways to support impacted communities. The link is in the chat. Also, a brief overview of the mayor's newsletter. The Oahu again recovers from the storms. Mayor's town halls have been postponed. The mayor delivers the 2026 State of the City address. The Honolulu Zoo received a prestigious Association of Zoos accreditation. The city expands housing options in Chinatown. The 2026 annual sustainability report is released. And Deputy Director Tricia Dang joined the Office of Climate Change, Sustainability, and Resilience. Again, that newsletter link is also in the chat. Following up with some issues from previous meetings. One is a carryover involving the tree, the monkey paw tree above 1710 Kilohana Street. DFM is requesting an extension to report on that one. The second carryover is from Kamanaiki Stream cleanup. Is the stream able to be cleaned? Again, DFM has requested an extension on the report. I imagine it's due to finishing up Konolo storm activity. Another carryover issue, it was involving Kalihi Uka Community Park. The first part of it was, can the cars around Kalihi Uka Park be cleared? Houseless and inhabiting cars. From DPR, for issues regarding parked cars around Kalihi Uka Community Park, please call HPD for assistance. The other part to the issue was, can motion detector lights and cameras be installed at the park? There was a request to install motion lights and solar cameras at Kalihi Uka Community Park, which was submitted in 2023. The park is located on a piece of land that is shared between Department of Education, which is state, and the Department of Parks and Recreation, which is city. Depending on the area that these devices are installed, there must be a discussion with both city and state agencies. The next issue is from, it involves HPD, the mobile crime units. Can mobile crime units be assigned to Kalihi? This is a lengthy report from HPD. District 5 Kalihi HPD currently maintains 2 crime reduction units, which are assigned to day watch and night watch operations. District 5 utilizes its crime reduction unit to focus on proactive enforcement and enhance police visibility. This includes targeted patrol operations, suppression efforts directed at repeat offenders, and short-term deployments in response to emergency crime trends and community concerns. Assignments and deployments are determined based on department-wide priorities, staffing availability, and current crime data analysis. District 5 continues to receive enforcement, investigative, and patrol resources through ongoing assessments of crime trends, and service demands. The department regularly evaluates its deployment strategies to ensure personnel and resources are utilized effectively and allocated where they are most needed. Sorry. HPD Scientific Investigation Section, the SIS, is responsible for crime scene processing and forensic evidence collection. The SIS personnel respond to incidents that meet established investigative criteria and do not conduct routine patrols or mobile crime prevention operations. The SIS provides island-wide response capabilities and is headquartered in the Alapa'i Police Headquarters, deploying personnel to cases as required. That's for the HPD report. And the last one is DPR, the Kalihi Valley District Park maintenance. There was a request, can the grounds at Kalihi Valley District Park be serviced, specifically the boxing gym that has been in disrepair for 10 years and the basketball court. So this has come up again in the past. DPR, again, thank you for raising the concerns regarding maintenance of the park. With respect to the boxing gym, the facility has experienced long-term deterioration that extends beyond routine maintenance. The gym will reopen only after the necessary roof repairs addressing the leaks have been completed. In addition, a work order was submitted on November 24th last year, 2025, to repair portions of the gym floor that are damaged by termites. Addressing these issues is necessary to ensure the facility is safe for public. We understand the community's concern when facilities remain in poor condition for an extended period of time. We will continue monitoring the condition of these facilities and move repairs forward. Again, that's from DPR. Chair, that's all I have for now. Mahalo nui. Open for questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the board online or in person? Oh, Mr. Sung?
Thank you, Mr. Bam Saflar. I know someone in our neighborhood board has always been asking about cameras. And according to Hawaii Dredging, they're getting 3 cameras at KPT, and they cost $35,000 each, plus a $1,000 monthly fee to operate. So just a little bit for your knowledge, if
Thank
anyone
you.
asks.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then Mr. Ropat. Oh, Mr. Liwa.
Yes, this is just a follow-up, a request that was asked prior. On November 27, 2026, the KB parade, I know they asked for the Royal Hawaiian Band for the participation.
Yes, the predecessor, we will be there for that parade.
The previous year,
I'm sorry, you're getting cut off, and there's a little buzz before you, so we couldn't hear your response.
let me test. Can you hear me? Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah. Now it's doing this. It's silent again. I'm not sure what.
The answer is yes, we will be there.
Okay. You will do it.
Okay. Thank you.
That was also still static, but we do have. I do see Mr. Rojas's hand up online. If you want to unmute, wonder if we could have the response in writing or typed, just in case it's ongoing. But Mr. Rojas.
Yes, I have a question for Parks and Beach restroom accessibility for handicap or wheelchair or self assisted walkers. Is it mandatory that they should have like a better access, for example, like paved area, so that just in case the area does not have any paved area for the walker or the wheelchair to get at the restroom for public use? Is that a mandatory, sir?
Aloha, Simeon. Do you have the restroom you're referring to?
Yeah, this restroom is not from Kalihi Valley. I'm sorry, but it I witnessed a incident where one individual had a walk out. It's at Mauna Loa Bay area, Hawaii Kai. I farm on that side, so I witnessed a old lady that was on a walker and with the husband. They was both old and they was trying to get access to the restroom. And they had hard time, but I know. And then when I went go and check out the area, there wasn't no paved or any kind of access for wheelchair or any kind of assisted for someone who's disabled, sir.
It's still static on our end. Sorry.
So sorry.
Camera off. Would that help? Or sometimes the camera off, or maybe the earphones. Could try test it. Because yeah, you just removed it, I saw. I'm not able to hear anything on my end. Trying to look up for a text or message to. Do we see something? I'm not hearing anything coming through. There's a little after 2 minutes. Jet. All right. Is I'm assuming Mr. Can they hear each other? Mr. Rojas, can you hear? Oh,
No, I cannot hear him at all.
oh, you couldn't hear either. Okay.
Very static. But if you can hear him, I mean, if you could record the.
He might be typing out his answer actually. Or,
Can-
oh, we can
can
hear you
you-
now. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I apologize. I think it was an earphone issue. I do believe, Mr. Rojas, thank you for your question. I do believe it's the desire or even mandate to support ADA on entrance to facilities for restrooms. I do not know specifically of that one, but we can get back to you. We can check on that and get back to you with more information. But mahalo for that.
Yes.
Thank you. Any more questions? Do you still have a question, Mr. Rojas? You have your hand up still.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we're good.
No
Thank you.
problem. Okay. Any questions from the community online or in person? Okay. Seeing and hearing none. Thank you so much, Mr. Bandmaster Clark Bright.
Thank
and have a
you.
good evening.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Up next is Councilmember Tyler Dos Santos Tam, Constituent Service Director Lynn Robinson. I believe is online. Yes.
Aloha, Chair. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Aloha, board members, community members. It's nice to see everyone. I will start. I put the council members newsletter in the chat. I won't belabor all of it, but I know that we have discussed some issues related to nuisance and dog attacks in this board. So it might be of interest to you that Bill 8 related to animal nuisances and dangerous dog incidences passed third reading in the full council today. So that bill will increase penalties for repeat violations. So nuisances and dangerous dog attacks. We there were some gaps there for being able to report and for prosecution. So our team did a lot of good research there to find out how we could strengthen that and make communities safer. So also in the newsletter is some good information about graffiti cleanup assistance, and so please check it out. There's numbers that would relate to our bus shelters, to state properties, to our parks. There's a general number that you can call the mayor's office at 768-5180. So please utilize those resources so that we can clean up our communities and make them look great. I think that that's kind of a those are kind of fairly new collaborations that are happening, I think, with the Department of Facility Maintenance. So good stuff. So I haven't seen you in a bit, but I'm going to follow up on stuff that I had from the other months. So there were concerns about the pool at Kalihi Valley District Park not being open due to lack of staffing. And they did have a change in staffing over there. Deputy Director of Department of Parks and Recreation did get back with me to say there's interim staffing over there now. So and I spoke with that person, and they plan to be there and have regular hours. But subsequently, 2 months after that, unfortunately, Nate Sirota from the Department of Parks and Recreation said that our pools are shut down over there, and that it's because there's parts, I think, for the filtration system that need to be ordered and shipped here, and we do not have a definitive timeline going into summer for the pool to be able to be repaired. So certainly not the best news, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I just want you to know that we've requested that we get regular updates on the timeline for those repairs, and I will bring that information to you, just as soon as I have it. And I really think that that's all I have at this point. Does anyone have any questions for me or for council member?
Thank you. Any questions online or in person? Mr. Liwa?
Yes, you said the swimming pool is down, and how long has it been down?
That the pool at Kalihi Valley District Park?
Yes.
So I think it's been at least a week, but we just got the information last week from Nate.
Oh, okay. So it hasn't been down for since we were out. That's good. It's just a week. Thank you.
Yeah. And I hope that they can expedite the part. I mean, we're hoping for a bunch of stuff. Another thing that I should follow up on with you folks while I'm thinking of it, just to confirm that we checked the budget related to Kalihi Valley District Park. And there is a $4.8 million line item budget in the mayor's proposal for FY27 capital budget to make repairs to the Kalihi Valley District Park gym. The repair will include a roof replacement, and this money will also likely be included in the final budget bill that is approved by the mayor. So that is there, and it's the budget approval process is long, and I think that it ends maybe in July, but we should feel very good about that appropriation going through, and that at least the roof is coming, and then we are still on all of it. And I know this gets redundant, but it's the courts, it's the hoops, it's the grading on the outside, it's the outside facade, it's the rest of the stuff to come to the locker rooms. So all of it, and now unfortunately for these parts for the pool, but yeah, we're trying our very best to stay on top of it and to be the squeaky wheel so that we can continue to make those improvements over there.
Thank you, Sue. And then Mr. Sung, you have a question?
Lynn, just so you know, this mailer that Tyler Santos sent out, a few corrections that he's going to need to make is Kalihi Palama is now at Kapalama Hale, and we are at Kalihi Valley District Park. Our meeting starts at 6:30. So next time he makes an announcement, he could have it corrected.
Thanks so much. I didn't see that one. Yeah.
Thank you. And then I do see Mr. Rojas's hand online. You want to unmute?
Yes. Could you repeat that number again for the Parks and Recs, Lynn? 768.
Oh, do you want the one specifically for graffiti at the park?
No, I guess it's just, you know, like just questions and maybe something that I can ask, inquire for Parks or Recs.
Oh, I don't have that on the top.
Oh, you know, so that was only for the graffiti part.
Yeah, that was only for the graffiti.
Okay, sorry. Or maybe
But
you can.
if you go to the
Okay.
website, you can go to the website. There's numbers there that you can call, or the email is there, and then you can always just get a hold of me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to help connect you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much. Any other questions though from the board online or in person? Seeing and hearing none. Any community, anyone in the community online or in person have any questions? Seeing and hearing none. Thank you so much, Lynn Robinson. Have a good evening.
You too. Thanks so much. Aloha.
Aloha. Up next, we have listed Governor Josh Green's Representative Jill Radke. Oh, you're in person. Hello.
Wow.
I know, right? When I was last here and well, I was online in February and all your questions were for the housing friends. So housing friends were here and they answered all the questions. So I'm here to answer more questions, but I would really love to then give my time over to Rep. Hussey and to Senator Kim as they've been very busy in the legislative session. There are no questions.
Any questions, Mr. Liwa?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming in person. I think Chris Lulemanga had a question for you the last time about coming back to, he was just curious about, why only now we're having a representative to us. And so he said if you could come back the next time and kind of share that with us, why now only why we have a representative for our district.
Months later, and I asked, and I know as soon as it opened up, I came in and they said there was no rhyme or reason as to why there was a delay, except for maybe if there was the holiday delay. So I know that we just now finished filling all the neighborhood board vacancies. So there was really no rhyme or reason why you guys had an absence for a long time. I know that's not really a good answer, but I think it was just a weird timing thing. I know this is an extremely important district. I also know you guys have some of the best representatives with Senator Kim and Rep. Hussey here. So I'm going to let him speak.
Of course. And then Mr. Sun.
I have one question for you. What department do you work at?
I work at Hawaii Tourism Authority.
Oh, okay. And one last, you the director, deputy director?
I'm the public affairs officer.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So any tourism questions too? I'm your girl. Okay.
Well, I have 1,000, but I'm not going to do it here.
Okay. Let's let these guys speak this time. They've got a lot to update you on after this session. So thanks all.
Thank you. Okay, and then we'll move on then to Senator Donna Mercado Kim, Office Representative Kathy Nee. Is she online?
Yes.
Or-
Hi, good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Kathy from Senator Kim's office. The report, Senator Kim's May report, was distributed electronically to the chair. There is a lot of highlights on the bills due to the signing die being on May 8th. And so I'm not going to go through all of them because I know we have a lot of time, but I just want to say a quick thank you to all the residents who attended Senator Kim's town hall last month. Really thank you guys. And right now I'm available for any questions. I'll open the floor if anyone has questions on bills or any kind of concerns that we can raise to Senator Kim.
Thank you, Mr. Sun.
Next week, Thursday, I want to say it's at 12 o'clock, Kalihi Task Force is getting together at the PACT office at KPT.
Okay.
We do have some questions,
Mhm.
and I was wondering if you could volunteer Ann Mahi's time.
Okay. Well, I'd have to check with Ann Mahi about that. Would you be able to send me an email? Then I can
Yeah,
forward
I
that
will.
over to her.
Because it's more concerning about the DOE that we have, because we're having problems, getting into the schools and getting access and we're working in organizing with them. So I figured someone with her experience would be able to help us.
Okay. Well, I'll run that by Ms. Mahi, and like I said, if you could send an email, she will be in the office tomorrow, and so I
Okay.
can go over that with her. And if you can put your well, I have your contact information, so I can put you in touch with Ms. Mahi as well.
And one last thing, the shrink cleanup. I haven't heard back since the last time we emailed or chit chatted.
Oh, okay. So you were CC'd, right, on my email to I forget the actual department that was doing that. My apologies. But according to that email, they were gonna contact you directly. So they still haven't contacted you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I will go ahead and I will, once I get in the office tomorrow, I will go and follow up with them because they did say that they any kind of stream cleanup would have to be organized through their office. So let me go back and I will follow up with the email and I'll put you on the CC.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. Any more questions online in person from board members or even the community online or in person? I do see Simeon Rojas' hand. You can unmute Simeon.
Yes. When was that newsletter sent to us?
Oh, I sent it to Chair Tumbaga last night.
Oh, I did upload it in the Google Drive. That's what I was supposed to say. I uploaded it before the meeting.
Okay.
They saw it in my email this morning, so I made sure to upload it. Yeah, so you can look on the Google Drive, Simeon, and it should be in May 2026.
Okay, just for the community concerns. I mean, just for the whole community. What happened if some people don't have the access to your newsletter? Is there a way that you can kind of like give them a brief at this point? Do you have time to do that, or?
So pretty much on the newsletter, it goes through, there's an explanation about SB 3125, which is the tax bill, and HB 1800, which is the budget bill, which Senator had supported the Senate conference draft version of that, which protected the tax cuts. And so also along with that, there was several bills that she had highlighted, such as SB 2877, which was her book pilot bill for Kalihi and Nanakuli Waianae area schools. And sorry, I'm trying to go off the top of my head. It's a bunch of bills that's why on it, because she wanted to highlight that of note. What I can do is I can go ahead and send it over to you if you want me to just email you directly.
No,
Are you okay with that?
No, it's okay with me because I get access to it. I'm just saying for the whole community.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Not everybody has, all access to whatever, but this words can travel faster.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I'll be happy to in the next time. I'm sorry.
We have enough time to just kind of like go in brief.
Mr. Rojas, would it be better if she be CC'd all board members? That way you get a copy at least through email.
Whoever is listening to our, YouTube presentation as far as everything. I mean, that's one access, but not everybody has the Google, other ways of accessing that newsletter. It's just saying that it would be nice too, because it's already on a meeting. It would be good to just kind of give it a brief, just like what she has said, part of it. So I appreciate that. Thank you. But I was looking for it. I couldn't find it.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, Chair. I'll keep that in mind for later, for the next meeting, Mr. Rojas. And then you are right, is we do have residents who don't have access to email or social media. So I'll keep that in mind for the next meeting. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, thanks.
And I did want to note, the sooner the better to even CC, I guess, NCO generally. Is there like a general NCO email? So we might have a different assistant. So that way I can ask them to print out copies so in person they can get a copy there that way.
Okay. Well, I CC'd Jeffrey Jones, but I did
Jeffrey's
hear
not
in the
with
beginning
us.
of the meeting where you said you had a new neighborhood board assistant. So I do apologize on that. So I will look up whoever the newest assistant is and I can send that over. But we can also, because I believe the board members, they all have their emails on there. So if it helps, I can email it separately in a BCC to all the board members.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is best. So that way, at least the board members get it first, and then the chair, I'm able to at least upload it as soon as I can. Did other neighborhood board members or anyone in the community had questions, Mr. Liwa?
Yeah, I just want to thank Senator Donna Mercado Kim as well as Council Member Tyler De Los Santos, Tam, and also Representative Kaiko for supporting the Farrington High School birthday bash that we had last month. And I know they were up there representing themselves, but also their class. But just showing your face in front of the governors, just that just shows your love for the community and your love for the best high school in the state of Hawaii. Yeah. So, again, please thank Senator and all the
I will.
representatives there. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Board Member Liwa. She definitely agrees with your sentiment about being in the best school.
All the governors just came out. We're like, yeah.
Or as she would say, go Govs.
I know. Right? Go Govs. We'll end it there. But thank you so much, Kathy Nee. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you all again.
Nice to see you all. And next we have Representative Iveka Hussey in the flesh.
Hey, everybody. Okay, so I did send an email out with a report, and I'm just going to go over it. I have it here. There's some copies here. Anybody want? They're right over here on the table.
I think we're good for now.
I'll just go through real quick. It's not hard. So the legislature did finally adjourn, and in the email I attached PDFs of all of the bills and all of the resolutions which passed. And so you can spend, watch some television, have some coffee, read all the bills. It's a lot of fun. There's some of them which I did want to highlight. One is we passed a bill, which I'm hoping that the governor is going to sign, which really strengthens Hawaii's position with regards to Citizens United, which is the lawsuit several years ago, which made it really possible for dark money to go into local politics and national politics and really contaminate a lot of our civic discussion, our civic dialogue. And so we're experimenting with one method of trying to close off all those opportunities for those bad influences to come into our politics. So I'm really happy about that. I think that will have lasting influences, lasting positive influences, I should say. Kathy mentioned SB 3125 around taxes. And I also think that was a really good bill. We strengthened the tax cuts from a couple of years ago. We actually made it possible for working families to save even more. And then we added higher tax brackets at the very top to make sure that the folks who have a lot of headroom in their income and in their tax capacity are paying a fair share. That was a good bill. I do want to flag that that bill does hurt the solar industry, and I'm hoping that we can find some creative solutions to making sure that we don't hinder our transition to green energy. So maybe a special session or certainly legislative remedies in the next year. We did protect immigrant rights. We got funding for KPT gym repairs and also the Kalihi Public Library. And we already described and discussed the Kalihi Valley Homes Rec Center situation. One bill which did die, and I want to say I voted against it, was the NIL bill, the name, image, and likeness bill. And the reason I voted against it was because the way that the finances of the bill were structured, $4 million was to be taken out of the tuition special fund, which is the fund that all of the students who pay tuition to the University of Hawaii, their money goes into that fund. And then that fund was going to be used to capitalize the NIL program for incomes for athletes. And I felt that it just wasn't fair, because it was taking money from all students and then using that to enrich a smaller group, a subset of students. I think my philosophy is that NIL, first of all, is the law, and also it can be really good to compensate athletes, student athletes. But if there's all this money that's going to be flowing through advertising and TV sponsorships and all those kinds of things, it's really those companies which are going to benefit from the sponsorships and the advertising, which should be putting up the initial capital to get the program started. So that's my just philosophy in terms of equity and finance. We did increase funding for care homes, which is really important here in Kalihi. So that's good. And part of that was holding off a lot of the cuts that we know are coming from the federal government, as they cut basic services. They're talking about cutting SNAP, Medicaid, all of these things which are really important parts of our community. So we want to make sure that we push against that and also increase our support for those important items for our priorities. And the last thing is we passed a bill that allows for community co-management of public trust resources like streams, mountains, watersheds, that sort of thing. And I'm hoping that we could use this new bill that we passed to create a better governance structure for Kalihi Stream, which is a huge problem, right? It gets overgrown. We have to go in and clean all the time. And there's no one entity that has authority or responsibility to take care of the entire stream. And so I'm hoping that we can find, kind of utilize this new policy framework. Okay. I am preparing a memo to the seating county. I'm going to send it right to Lynn Robinson with a whole long list of infrastructure concerns that have come up through various conversations in our House district. So I do invite any participation in thinking through what should be on that list of essentially requests to the seating county. So I put up a website. It's hawaii29-streets.netlify.app, and I think it's in the newsletters that have gone out, and we've also sent emails. And the last thing is the reason I'm really glad that legislative session is POW is that I have a lot of I have hopes that we can do some really amazing beautification work this summer for Kalihi. And so I'm thinking about organizing more stream cleanups, trash pickups, graffiti paint outs, maybe like something for the kids in the park, bouncy houses and stuff. Anyways, I finally have the brain space to do some thinking around that, and I would love to get everyone's involvement in kind of building out a calendar to make this a really fun and productive summer. There's so many projects that don't get to happen during the legislative session. We finally have kind of the bandwidth to do those things. So that's my hope for this summer. Anyways, thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you, Mr. Sung.
Talking about stream cleanup, and this is right up your alley, right over here, the Kalihi Stream, right behind the district park. I don't know if you ever took a look at it, but it's horrible. So I've reached out to Kathy and trying to get a stream cleanup over there. It's worse than where we were doing up in the valley.
Okay.
So I'm working on that. There's a lot of weeds that need to be pulled out. You could actually see it growing up in between the bridge going up. So all the trees and weeds and all that stuff. I was hoping to get it done during the summer so we get kids' participation.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe it'll be a fall break thing. But
let's do it during the summer.
Yeah. So I'll forward you the email once when I get it back from Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions online or in person, Mr. Liu?
Thank you. Yeah, and I agree. The stream, because before we drive on the Kalihi and we used to look at the field, we could see the field, but now we can't see the field because of that. But that is a good project, and I would love to support in that way. I thank you for that. Putting Kalihi, back into how we used to love when we were kids, and any projects you have, I would love to support it, and especially with our parish because we're right smack in the middle of that, like Our Lady of the Mount, and so I would partner with other parishes or churches in Kalihi Valley to see if we could use their youth and because they also grew up in Kalihi Valley and the other Methodist churches or Protestant churches, yeah. So we could work together with the Catholic churches and help restore Kalihi Valley to what they used to be called ROC, ROC. Yeah. Restore something in the community. Yeah, restore our community. Yeah, and so that's something that I would love to work with you on and just bring it back because you started that coffee place across Kaliuka. Yeah, and so I'm surprised to see it up and going and happy, and I saw a lot of customers in there. And so, as the pastoral council chair, I would like to move our meetings into there so we can also support businesses in our Kalihi area. So I just want to thank you for that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And then Mr. Rojas has his hand online. Mr. Rojas?
Yes, I just wanted to input something also when, before we do all of the great things about cleaning up there, especially at near the district area. Number one is the safety part. Do we make sure that there's the problem we have there before was the encampments, or they the one who's making the rubbish eventually, and also they're the one who's creating that unsafe environment there. So that would be the one of my biggest input is to um get everybody together and get that place safe first before we start cleaning up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions online or in person from the community? Seeing and hearing none. Thank you so much, Mr. Hassan.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Okay, up next, we'll move on to board business. So we'll do approval of regular meeting minutes for Wednesday, February 11, 2026. Do I have a motion? February. Oh, just, oh, we don't need a motion. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, any corrections for Wednesday, February 11, 2026? No, I thought we had to. No? Okay, okay. Yes, because it's been 2 months. Okay. So we can, okay, okay. If there's no, yeah, if there's no corrections, then it can just be approved. But seeing and hearing none, so they will already be approved. Do you have the second board business, though, consideration to revert Joint Communications Committee back to two separate committees, Joint Committee and Communications Committee, if that is okay. Just because I feel like I'd be either putting whoever the chair was. Oh, actually, can I have a motion first? I see no, any motion? Motion to a consideration to revert Joint Communications Committee back to two separate committees. So just Joint Committee and Communications Committee.
I thought we agreed, or with the two chairs that you might.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I thought we agreed that the two chairs would combine as one committee, and then they would figure out who would be the spokesperson for that committee. And I thought it was approved.
Well, one of the chairs, I was not able to, it was my, more my mistake for considering to put them together without getting both of the chairs consent. And one of them did want to have it separate because it is kind of a lot of work. One person is doing more of the reaching out, right, to get events, and the other one is also managing the newsletter, and the newsletter has not been maintained. So I was hoping if we do have it separate, at least it's not too much work, like all of that for one chair or one, group. So,
Okay, I moved.
oh, you
Yes,
move. Okay.
I second motion that.
Second the motion. Okay, so moved by Mr. Liwa, second by Mr. Rojas. We do have quorum, yes. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah. So we can just do all those in favor. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then any opposition or oppose? Okay, or you're abstain? Okay, so just anyone else abstain other than Mr. Song? It looks like just Mr. Song is abstain. So 5 ayes and what's it? It's up. Okay. That means it has been carried. Okay. Separate. Okay, individual. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And now we'll go to committee reports and assignments. Mamie Zuno is not online, so we'll move on to James Sung for Sidewalk, S-Curve, and Transportation Committee.
So Mr. Kamulai went and visited the S-curve. Wow, this is a while ago. But we did notice that along the bend on Keiko Kaina side and up at the major ditch, I did talk to Keiko Kaina, and they are using the 311 app to report about the ditch. And I also reported to the DOT about the guardrails on the doctor side of the S-curve. Also, Momi did cut down all the holly trees. Is it holly? The trees that are growing on the property on the sidewalk side to increase visibility. So she is working with the community about the S-curve on it. And that is it for the S curve.
Thank you. Mr. Franklin, I don't think is online. So we'll skip Beautification and Resolutions Committee, Sustainability Committee. So Co-Chair Simeon Rojas and Alan Kumalai. Oh, Mr.
Yes.
Rojas. Yeah.
Before the Konolo and after the Konolo, I did observation as far as like the curbs, the sidewalks, for erosion. So I would like to when I get the chance, I will give the committee, which is Mr. Sung, the list of areas that's been eroded. But some of them are being implemented at this point from the city, but there's more to come. That's what I want to report.
Mr. Kumalai, did you have any? Nope. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And then RPZ. Oh yeah. Nothing. Do you have anything for RPZ by any chance? Nope. Okay. Thank you. And then Communications Committee, Chris Lualemaga is not here. James Sung for Joint Committee.
So just to let you guys know, our ride is back on May 30th from 8 to 2. I'm suggesting we meet up at KVOD to help support them. I know I donated snacks and the Kumulais donated water, I think it is. I don't know if anyone else donated anything from the neighborhood boards. Also, FYI, Costco is moving into gas station and having a presentation at the Kui Palama neighborhood board next week, May 20th. So if you want to hear more about that, please attend. They are on WebEx also. That's going to be interesting to watch that one. And I did send out a invitation to all the people on the neighborhood board. I did send up another tour. It's Tour de Trash. We're going to visit H Power and Waimanalo Gulch in July. If you don't have a ride, let me know. I'll come pick you up. They are heavily suggesting we carpool there. Lease cars as possible. You do need to fill out that form, and it needs to be submitted that day. Space is limited, so RSVP sooner than later. I am setting up another tour to Haima, which is in Diamond Head Crater, and trying to get American Red Cross. And then I also want to do set up another one with Heart at the rail station, the Yard. All that is coming. Future tours that I'm working on. And I think that is it for now.
Thank you very much. And we'll move on now to chair reports. So I have no report, but announcement, next meeting is our Wednesday, June 10th, 2026, 6:30 p.m. at Kalihi Valley District Park. I know it's gonna get hot. It's gonna be summertime. So was wondering if, oh, Mr. Liwa, yes, you had a question?
Yeah, you did not include me in the committee reports. You don't have education.
Oh, shoot, that's what I forgot to add. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to, I want to go back then. Do you have any,
No, you can finish your report and yeah.
I forgot. Let me, H-I, okay, or is it J? I or J? I, okay, I'll do I, and then education. I'm so sorry. That's an oversight as well on my end, apologies, but do you have no report so far for education? Oh, you do it, okay, let's go back to you, if that's okay for education. I know you're on this, but I'll add it next week.
Okay. Yeah, so as far as education, the Farrington, I attend their school committee council meeting, and so the report from that school is that their numbers are dropping. The prediction for next school year is 1,611. That's how many students that are going to be overall from freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So Farrington is struggling to attract students to come to their school. This past meeting we had on Monday, as far as the teachers report, I asked a simple question as far as how is the morale for the teachers on campus? And so teacher couldn't explain the morale on campus, but she did share some stories, and from the stories that she shared, the morale is low on campus. And so I said, okay. And then when the custodians shared their story as well as security. They shared their parts of, overwhelmed, being worked, and they're doing a little extra than what they're supposed to do. Their morale is low. And so I said, okay, if the teachers and the custodians and the staff members, if their morale is low on campus, that means the students' morale is low on campus. So it is, the students' morale is low because the testing scores for the school dropped. And we're one of the bottom two as far as testing scores. So that was my concern, was morale on campus. And so it starts from the top, the leadership from the top. And so I said we need to do something about this because I know we talked about other schools in Dole just got out of it, Kalihi Elementary, and Kalihi Kai. Their numbers dropped as well. And I talked about all the construction that's going on all around this area, and there's no parks for the kids to go and play. And so it's affecting our students, and it's affecting their grades. Yeah, and so that's why I bring this up. But the morale on campus could be because of what's happening outside. There's not enough places for them to play. Yeah, so again, as far as education, the neighborhood board side, we really got to step up about redefine our community. Yeah, and I'm glad the representative talked about, getting funding and as well as council members. So, with that, hopefully that brings up the morale in our community. But, the teachers don't live in our community, so they come from outside. So it's within the school. So it's something that we gotta really look at as far as protecting our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, next meeting is Wednesday, June 10th, 2026, 6:30 p.m. at Kalihi Valley District Park here. I'll try to bring cold drinks because I know it's going to be hot. Broadcast meetings, neighborhood board meetings aired on Alelo Channel 49 on the fourth Saturday of the month at 6 p.m. and the first and third Sunday of the month at 9 a.m. If there are no other additional
Question.
announcements, so do you have announcements or?
What, yeah. So I just wanted to ask, because I had a neighbor that talked about, he wanted to park by that Korean church that's by Kulakulea or Nalaniha. There's that road that goes to a small little park at the end. The residents over there are saying that you have to have a permit to park in that area. So is it just that area only? Okay, so it's still in effect then. Oh, that's why our area is not affected by it. A little higher up by the pink store. That's not a permit area. Got it. Okay. 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 I'll let him know. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, if there are no other announcements, then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.